All right, here we go. Mark Rogers TV's college football predictions for week 13. We knocked out Thursdays and Fridays predictions. Now we go to Saturday. 58% plus against the spread this season, 80+% straight up. All right, had a pretty good Friday. Virginia let us down late, couldn't convert any points, and did not cover the 7 points. Other than that, good day at 4-2 against the spread. All right, let's rip them through for Saturday. Georgia Tech. Georgia wins. They cover the 10 points as well. Florida State in Gainesville. FSU wins a close one. Gators cover 6. Memphis, East Carolina. Memphis wins, take East Carolina plus 29. The Tigers move on to the American Conference Championship game. Oklahoma State, KU. 41 points is ridiculous. It's just not that KU is going to cover this spread and not that Oklahoma State's not going to win this game by 42 or more. It's just impossible to predict a game like this. So I take the points almost each and every time. KU plus the 41 against Oklahoma State. Okay, big one at noon, of course, the game, Ohio State, Michigan. Buckeyes win fairly comfortably. But on the road in Ann Arbor, the Michigan offense comes to life to a certain extent. The defense is top 5 to 10 in the country. Michigan plus 13 in this game. Take it. Ohio State wins the game. All right, Kentucky, Louisville. The Wildcats upset the Cardinals and Lamar Jackson last year. They will do it again, this time in the Commonwealth. Kentucky wins straight up against Louisville, so take Kentucky plus the 10.5 points. Bama, Auburn, Iron Bowl, huge one as always, but this one for the SEC Western Division Championship and potential college football playoff appearance. Bama wins on the Plains, and they do cover the 4.5 points as well. Wisconsin, Minnesota, the Badgers go to Minneapolis and knock out the PJ Fleckers by 18 or more. Badgers cover in Minneapolis. Penn State, Maryland, Terps keep it close enough. Nittany Lions win it comfortably, but not that much of a spread. So Maryland plus the 22.5 here is the pick. Penn State wins the game. All right, Fresno State in an upset over Boise. So consider this. If you go through the games week to week, it's easy to pick the favorites. It almost constantly seems like the favorites are going to win. So take just the games on Thursday and Friday. Who thought Miami as a 12-point favorite was going to lose? Who thought Mississippi State as a 14-point favorite would lose? That's 2 big double-digit underdogs winning outright out of just 7 games. So there will be upsets in these games on Saturday, especially since there's about 15 top 25 games, plus we select a few of the other big games outside the top 25. So I'm taking Fresno State to defeat Boise State straight up. So take the Bulldogs as well, plus the 7. All right, North Carolina State, North Carolina. NC State wins it. 16 points is too much. Take the Heels plus the 16 points. Oklahoma over West Virginia. Even without Will Grier, take the 23 points. And the Mountaineers against OU. We've got Michigan State traveling to Rutgers. Michigan State just beat Maryland by 10. Rutgers is comparable. The games in Piscataway take Michigan State to win, but Rutgers to cover the points, plus the 14.5. Northwestern blows out Illinois. They cover the 16 points as the Wildcats finish 9-3. Clemson, South Carolina. I've had to wrestle with this one, but I'm going to go with South Carolina plus the 2 touchdowns. Take Clemson to win the game, to go to the ACC championship game with still the hopes of getting to a college football playoff, but South Carolina plus the 14 points. LSU, Texas A&M. LSU covers 9.5 in Death Valley against the Aggies. We've got Notre Dame taking on Stanford. The Irish has played one awful game this year. That was in Miami. Other than that, Notre Dame has clearly been the better team here. I'm expecting the Irish to bounce back. They only beat Navy by 7 last week. Notre Dame wins, and they cover the 3 at Stanford. And finally, Wazoo, Washington. Washington with a better roster, but Luke Falk and company get it done with the incentive of playing in a Pac-12 championship game. Wazoo upsets Washington in Seattle, so take Wazoo plus the 10.5 points. There you go. Saturday of rivalry games, unmatched in any sport. Can't wait for it. Can't wait to hear from you as well on my picks and, of course, our previews of all the games right here on Mark Rogers TV.